We will call the regular meeting of council to order for 3 p.m. on Monday, March 14th. Ask for a motion from Councillor Walsh. She's here, isn't she, somewhere? Maybe not yet. Ask for a motion from Councillor Smith that council adopt the agenda for the regular council meeting March 14th as amended to include item 5.8, acquisition disposition of Southern Alberta Flood Relocation Program properties, project update, and restrictions for bidders.
I so move, Mayor.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. Consent agenda. Ask for a motion from Councillor Nychuk that the following are adopted by omnibus motion in accordance with council's procedure bylaw. February 28th regular council minutes, February 28th special council meeting minutes, and the strategic priorities chart.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make that motion for you.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. Any public comments, Jody?
No public comments at this time.
Thank you. 2021 accounts receivable bad debt write-off. Cindy?
Okay, good afternoon, Mayor and Council. I'm before you today to present the 2021 bad debt write-off for your consideration. The accounts receivable policy FIN-POL-100-00 sets out the parameters for which amounts may be written off by administration. In summary, amounts greater than $500 can only be written off by council, and administration can only write off amounts, accounts receivable under $500, but must report these to council. Property tax of any amount can only be written off by council. The following are outstanding dollars that are owed to the town of High River and have a very low likelihood that further payments will be made. The government of Alberta taxes are considered grant in lieu of taxes. The balance that is left owing on the tax rolls total $54,850.59 in grant in lieu of property taxes. For your information, we have received payment of $54,850.72 from the province on February of 2022 for the 2021 taxes, which represents 50% of the total property tax on the grant in lieu. There is one mobile home property in the amount of $546.80 that was demolished on March the 5th of 2021. There are 4 accounts receivable accounts from over $500 totaling $3,416.15. For your information, there were 2 accounts receivable written off by administration for a total of $366.26. The total of the 2021 bad debt that we're asking Mayor and Council for consideration to be written off is $58,813.54. As part of the 2021 year-end process, administration has made an allowance that will cover the $58,813.54 to be written off. Are there any questions?
Thanks, Cindy. Councillor Kinghorn.
Thank you, Mayor Snodgrass. This is pretty straightforward stuff, Cindy, but when we talk about the fire department write-offs, I think there's 3 here that were a result of our fire department responding.
Yes.
Does the MJ allow for us to put that charge or whatever the fee is onto the property taxes, or is that disallowed?
I think most of these High River fire departments are ones that are out of our jurisdiction, Jamie. They're from different ones. So we've sent the invoices to the insurance company, and then the insurance company comes back to us and says they didn't have insurance. So then we again send it out to the individual, and they're usually not within the town of High River for us to transfer to property tax.
I see, and there's 3 here that aren't paying. Could we work with the county on this a little bit? It's a couple $1,000s. I know it's not big amounts, but anyhow, that was just my question. Thank you for answering, Cindy. Appreciate it.
No further questions. I will ask for a motion from Councillor Kinghorn. The council authorizes the write-off of $546.80 in mobile home property taxes, $3,416.15 in accounts receivable, and $54,850.59 in grant of lieu of property taxes that the province won't pay.
Thank you, Mayor Snodgrass. I'll give you that motion.
All in favor? Carried. Thanks, Cindy. Our contract award for phase 2 of Beechwood. Tom?
Good afternoon. I'm here today to present the council the tender award for Beechwood naturalization phase 2. Based on council's direction, in January, the design was completed and tendered out. It was advertised on February 9th, and the tender closed on February the 24th. On February 24th, the town received a total of 7 tenders ranging from 111K approximately to about 227K. That includes GST and contingency. The low bidder, based on the tender submissions, was East Butte Contracting Limited, and administration is recommending the award of the work to this contract. Any questions?
Thanks, Tom. Questions from council? As for a motion from Councillor Walsh, the council authorized the award for Beechwood naturalization phase 2 for $106,380.52 to East Butte Contracting Limited to commence immediately with an anticipated completion end date of June 15th, 2022. And the council authorized the amendment to the 2022 capital budget for the cost share portion of the Beechwood project phase 2 to be funded from the Community Infrastructure Reinvestment Fund Reserve account in the amount of $35,000, and the council authorized the CAO execute the contract with East Butte Contracting.
I'll give you that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Questions, comments? See none, hear none. All in favor? Carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Tom. United Way Partnership.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Nice to be in front of you today to discuss the option of giving out dollars instead of me being before you to request funds. So much prefer this seat. Before you today is our United Way High River Partnership Program. And for those of you that aren't familiar with the program, the Area Partnerships is a unique program to Calgary and Area United Way. And what that is they provide funds to the surrounding communities for us to allocate to our local social profit organizations. So really value that partnership with the Calgary and Area United Way, and that the funds from their large fundraiser that they do every fall comes right out to our areas and particular to our group. So as indicated in the report, just over 43,000 comes to High River on an annual basis. And then our hardworking committee works on doing some fundraising efforts. During the pandemic, of course, that's been a little bit more challenging, and we had only a small amount fundraised last year. And so our total allocation to support our community agencies this year was $46,000. Before you today are, I believe, 6 of the 7 applications. I do believe that the Foothills Community Immigrant Services application somehow got missed, but I have that in front of me if you have any questions, or maybe it's just not in my package. But we did have 7 applications this year, and before you are the recommendations. I can go through each of those applications with you or provide some more information if you'd like, but I'll leave that up to you to ask how much information you would like.
You know, that's fair, Shelley. Council can ask questions on individual requests if they wish. Councillor Smith.
Thank you, Mayor Snodgrass. I would just like to voice that because I have a direct relationship with one of the parties involved, I would like to recuse myself from the vote today, please. From a motion.
Thank you very much, Kelly. Will do.
Thank you.
Mayor
Any
Snodgrass, I
questions?
could maybe mention that our committee members do that as well. So the committee members that are part of our investment committee also step away if there is any conflict of interest. So I appreciate you bringing that up, Councillor Smith, because I think that is important. So thank you.
Any other questions from council? Ask for a motion from Councillor Jones. The council approve the allocation as recommended by the United Way High River Partnership Investment Subcommittee of the 2022 UWHR Partnership Community Grants with funding to come from the 2022 approved budget of $46,000 as follows: $8,000 to the BGC Foothills Club, $3,000 to Foothills Community Immigrant Services, $6,000 to Inclusion Foothills, $10,000 to High River Food for Thought, $2,000 to Branches Program with Roan House, $7,000 to Wild Rose Community Connections, and $10,000 to No Student Goes Hungry Program.
Thank you, Mayor Snodgrass. I'll give you that motion.
Thank you very much. Questions, comments? All in favor? Carried. Thanks very much, Shelley.
Great, thank you all. And please know that the majority of these programs are funding food and mental health issues for our residents in the community, primarily children and youth. So a huge thank you for that.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Shelley. Rescindment of policies. Who's speaking on this one?
I'll take
Or
this
is
one.
there- You got this one, Jody?
I do. Thank you, Mayor Snodgrass. Good afternoon, rest of council. Throughout 2021, administration did a review of all town of High River policies and deemed the following policies obsolete and is recommending the rescindment of the identified policies. As you look through your council package, you'll see the list of the policies and the reason why they are being brought forward for rescindment. If you have any particular questions on any of those policies, I will do my best to answer those questions. If council does go ahead and rescind these policies, we will ensure that the policies are removed from the town website and are no longer referenced in any of our daily materials. I am open to any questions council may have.
Thanks, Jody. Councillor Jones?
I have a question on a couple of them. It says they will be captured in another policy, or a policy will be updated. Should those policies not be in place or have already been, I guess, somehow captured in a policy before we rescind a policy?
Absolutely. I do understand what you're getting at, Councillor Jones. There were some instances where some policies that were obsolete, we decided not to rescind them until a policy was in place. The ones that we've brought forward today, we realized that there may be a small gap there, but we feel that the gap is not of huge risk and that it was better to rescind the current policy than to leave it in its current state. So there is still other work going on to bring those policies and bylaws, as mentioned in the list, up to date as quickly as possible.
Any further questions? I'm not going to read out each individual one with those numbers, etc. So I'll ask for a motion from Councillor Barton that council rescind the following 12 policies listed below in the agenda.
You have my motion.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. Thanks, Jody. Flag policy, Karen.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. The proposed flag policy will clarify the approval process for the lowering and raising of the municipal and third-party flags in town. The town also follows the Government of Alberta half-masting guidelines for specified days of recognition. This is also included in the flag policy. Currently, there are no clear guidelines in the process and specified dates for the lowering and raising of the flags for the town. If the policy is adopted, administration would review any flag requests and decide whether we will move forward with the request based on the flag policy. Administration will also follow the Government of Alberta's half-masting guidelines as outlined in the policy. If it is approved, administration will arrange for the policy to be posted on the town's website along with the form, and they will also notify the third-party flag operators as identified in the policy. I am now open for any questions council may have.
Thanks, Karen. Councillor Kinghorn.
Thank you, Mayor Snodgrass. Does this policy, I read through it and I didn't see where it was stated. Does it include the fire department? I see it, we've got the Highwood Center and the Shepherd Family Park and the RCMP detachment, but we don't have the fire hall on here.
I would have to look at the policy closely to see that.
Is there not a couple?
There absolutely are flagpoles at the fire hall. I
Thought so.
wonder if we lost them in some of the iterations as we were going through and making edits. That is a very good point. Those should definitely be included. So we can make that adjustment to the policy.
On page 4, it does say location of flag poles, but I don't know if you need it anywhere else than that.
It doesn't read fire hall though, but anyhow, okay, I'll leave that with you folks as long as they're included. Thank you.
No further questions. Ask for a motion from Councillor Walsh that council adopt the flag policy LAG-SERV-POL-106 as amended to include the fire hall.
Give you that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. Thanks, Karen. You're on the next one, Volunteer of the Year policy.
So the annual Volunteer of the Year awards are an opportunity for the town to recognize and thank all the volunteers in High River. Previously, award recipients were chosen by mayor and council, with each nominee brought forward in a request for decision in a closed meeting. The names of the nominees were shared with mayor and council, along with a description of the nominee and actions and activities they had contributed to the town of High River through volunteering. Moving forward, administration has proposed a new procedure for determining the winner of each Volunteer of the Year award category. The proposed procedure would follow the procedure as outlined in this policy, noting the biggest change being that the nominees will be compiled into an RFD report for closed meeting of council by the Legislative Services team, having all names replaced by category and a number to identify the nominee and their application, ensuring the decisions for the award winners are made in an unbiased manner. A record of the applicant's full name and corresponding anonymous category name and number will be kept by the manager of Legislative and Advisory Services during the nomination period until the award winners are selected. Once council has determined the award recipient for each category, the manager of Legislative Services will reveal the award winner's identity to be added into the records in the corresponding regular council meeting resolution. If council approves the policy, administration will arrange for the policy to be posted on the town's website. I'm now open to answer any questions council may have.
Thanks, Karen. Pretty simple. No questions from council. Ask for a motion from Councillor Smith that council adopt the Volunteer of the Year policy, Leg-Serve POL 107.
I so move, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. Thanks, Karen. Municipal election campaign disclosure statements, financial statements. Jody?
Good afternoon again. This is the final piece to close off the 2021 municipal election. All of the candidates, whether they had expenses or not, are required to file what is referred to as a Form 26, their campaign disclosure statements and financial statements. The deadline for these forms to be received by our municipality was March the 1st. We have now received all candidates Form 26. They are attached to the council agenda package, and these forms will be available on the town website under the, well, it was formerly the election information page. It is now the election result page, and all of this information is available publicly. The information is being presented as information only for council, and again, just to close off the 2021 municipal election.
Sounds good. Councillor Jones.
Thanks, Mayor Snodgrass. I just have one, like on there has a lot of our personal information. I know a small town, it's easy to find, but is that something that is out there for everybody to see?
That is a very good point, Councillor Jones. We could go in and redact the addresses and phone numbers and whatnot.
I think I would appreciate that as well as maybe some of the other ones on there. I don't know if that's a, issue for anybody, but I just think, I don't know, some of that personal stuff easy to find, but maybe not necessarily needs to be right in someone's face.
Yep, we will go through and redact the personal information. Thank you for the note, Councillor Jones.
Councillor Walsh.
I ditto what she said. It's not hard to find, you're right, but we don't need to make it easy. I was like, full disclosure, gave everything. So just the personal information on there, I don't really need that out there either. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Walsh.
No further comments. We will move on to SAFRP Properties.
Yes, so this one is me as well. As previously directed, administration is working on a project we are calling the SAFRP, or Southern Alberta Flood Relocation Program Property Acquisition and Disposition Project. Nice short name for us there. This project is for administration to purchase 14 residential properties from the province and sell the properties for private ownership to return them to residential occupancy for the community's benefit, as they have sat vacant for several years now. Council has provided direction that the properties are to be sold by sealed bid, and in the process of developing the sealed bid process, we were faced with the question of conflict of interest, whether real or perceived, of municipal councillors and staff bidding on the properties. Administration recommends the town follow the legislation related to tax property sales, which is section 429.1 of the Municipal Government Act, which states when a municipality holds a public auction or another sale under section 425, the auctioneer, the councillors, the chief administrative officer, and the designated officers and employees of the municipality must not bid for or buy or act as an agent in buying any parcel of land offered for sale. So we are recommending that that same legislation be applied to this particular sealed bid process, and wanted to present that for council. If there are any questions or comments regarding the project or the recommendation, I am happy to answer those.
No questions or comments? Ask for a motion from Councillor Barton that council directed hang on, let me get the right one, Jody. Motion from Councillor Barton that council direct administration restrict the bidding on the 14 Southern Alberta Flood Relocation Program properties to align with direction related to tax sales in the Municipal Government Act, section 429.1. The councillors, the chief administrative officer, and the designated officers and employees of the municipality must not bid for or buy or act as an agent in buying any parcel of land offered for the sale.
You have my motion, Mayor.
Thank you. All in favor? Motion's carried. Thanks very much, Jody. Any board committee reports from council? Don't see any. Any public comments, Jody?
No public comments have come in.
Thank you. Meeting adjourned 3:24. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Hey, Chris.